Hello dear viewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. In today's show, Computer Wednesday, we're gonna try to make our own LAN cables, CAT6 LAN cable. Now question is, does this make sense rather than just buying your custom length cable? Yes, actually it does make sense if you are making few of them. It's not something that I recommend if you only need one cable, just buy the longest cable available. But if you need to make few of them like routing cameras, routing ports, basically if you are tacking something up, trust me, it starts to make sense to go through the effort of like buying the cable and crimping it yourself. It is a bit expensive, but if you are doing 5 6, the moment you start to exceed 10, this starts to actually become cost competitive. And if you are doing something very critical, it's kind of almost becomes necessary. So that's why it's still, even in nowadays 2024, it makes a good sense to actually know how to do these things. So CAT6, and there is another aspect is some of the Amazon suppliers are not very nice, they are very naughty, so they might sell you a cable that has stamped written on it CAT6 and you cut it up and there is no separator. You're like, what the hell happened? So for that reason, sometimes people also prefer their own cable, because again, you can slice it and see it whether what it is. So let's get started. Now be very mindful about the jacks you buy. For example, if you buy a very cheap jack, they will not work with CAT6 cable. I learned it the hard way. You may want to buy specifically jack for CAT6 if you are using CAT6. So in my case, I bought pass-through design, which is generally makes your life easier. And again, the gauges of cable is different between CAT5 and CAT6. So CAT5, nothing is physically broken. It just cannot penetrate deep enough into the sheathing that it actually makes a physical contact. Trust me. So let's get started. So this is CAT6 jack that I have bought. Now this jack, as you can see, has what we call pass-through. As you can see, there is complete hole that you can see through. This is what we call pass-through. The benefit of that is all the cable will come out, and you can check based on the code. Basically, the one code that everybody should use is T568B. There is one thing else, but don't worry about it. Unless you get specific instruction to do, just follow T568B. Don't try to overcomplicate this. Just buy basically have a printout of T568B like this, and you will be good to go. And trust me, quality color printout would be recommended. So, and you do need special crimper for this, so you can slice the end. That's why the jacks goes here, but the cable overrun goes here and it gets cut. That's why you do need dedicated crimper for that. And in this crimper, I needed to adjust this so I can lock the back end of the jack also. For example, in this jack, you have the teeth that needs to be crimped, and then you also have this thing that will lock onto the cable. So that's how it's done. So let's get started. Now, how do you slice these things? You have few options. You can use this thing. Generally, there will be a dip, as you can see, and this blade cutting. Now again, it's cumbersome, so I will use the older simple trick. How much length? Generally, you do not need a lot, but a bit of length is good, simply because it makes your life easier. And ta-da, todo. And now slice open. Oh, I think I took too long. Damn, it's sticky. Damn. Ta-da. So it's done. I have plastic, and then we have this pull cord, and you can just snip it. So you do need a side cutter. A quality side cutter will make your life much easier. And then you separate or fan it out. Basically fan the 4 pairs of wire. And this plastic separator is necessary to avoid crosstalk. That's why it's a part of the standard. Ta-da! And then you just twist it backwards, and voila, you will open it up. Sometimes people also use basically the sheath itself. Let's see, does that work or not? Yes, it does work. Sheath is also a good tool. Ta-da. That's actually a good thing. Who knew? Okay, from now onwards, I'm gonna use the plastic sheath itself in order to Ta-da. And straighten each of these cable out, otherwise there will be hell of a mess in order to straighten them later. So ta-da. I'm trying to straighten them out. Now once I have done that, you can also something like this. Now I start to follow the color chart. For example, now we start with orange stripe, so we look for orange stripe. Ta-da! That's the first cable. Cool. After the orange stripe, we need the orange cable. Cool. And you keep trying to make them as straight as possible. That's the one thing you have to keep doing it. So you take the wire, your orange stripe, then now we go to green stripe. Now we look for green stripe. Ta-da! Now we have green stripe. Everything is dandy. Now we have green stripe. After the green stripe, we have blue color wire. Now we go to the blue color wire. Bingo. Now we have, and yes, you have to keep straightening them. The better you make it straighten, the easier the life would be. Now we have blue, basically. Then we have a green. After the green, we have brown stripe. Brown stripe. And then we have brown itself. You can say the brown itself. Now pay attention to this before you insert it. Again, you can do it 1 or 2 times. That's the benefit of having cross holes, but you do want to get it right. And generally the notch would be on the other side, so it would be something like this. So let's look into it. Okay. You may want to chop it off a little bit to make life easier. Not necessary, because again in pass through it's gonna be chopped off anyway, but to make life easier. Okay, so let me double check everything. So orange, blue, green. Yeah, the blue green part is messed up now. There was a probability of that, so yep, now that is fixed. So now we have orange stripe, orange, and then we have green stripe, and then we have blue, then we have blue stripes, and then we have green, and then we have brown stripes, and then we have brown. Okay, now everything so far should look nice. Okay, now the cable are coming on the other end. Let's double check everything. So we have brown, then we have brown stripe, then we have green, then we have blue stripe, and then we have blue, then we have green stripe, and then we have orange, and then we have orange stripe. Cool. So you keep pulling. Now how much? Generally you want to make sure the latch goes onto the sheath itself. So do need to pull a bit more. Okay. Yes, so now I have the black latch that will lock into it. So that's the aim. Everything is dandy. Ta-da. Everything is nice. So, yep, I'm going ahead with it. Now we come to the most tedious part. As you can see, this will chop the cable off also. You go YOLO. Ta-da. If things are right, this will be also, yep, now that is squished. Everything looks okay. Yep, at least on paper everything looks nice. Of course we're gonna test it once we have built it. So let's do all this thing again, and this time let's try not to have so much cable overrun. I was a bit too carried away. Yeah, that also is much easier. So now we spread it out. Ta-da. And now ta-da. Now be mindful, if you ever inverted this, let's say you did not pay attention to this part and it's inverted, not an issue. As long as A and B matches, you do not have to worry about it. So just before doing any further, okay, this is how I did it. So let's start with that. Now we have striped. Okay. So this is how we start, and then we have green. Then we have green striped. Oh, and please make sure you insert the boots. If you do not insert the boot, it will be impossible to do. So I have to insert one boot on for the other end. I have to do insert boot for that. Come on. What the hell? It is unnecessarily difficult. Okay, so this boot will be on that end. Another boot would be on this end. Yes. Once you forget, you can't do anything about it. You have to cut it out. So please remember, or you will gonna have some bad experience. So okay, so we start with orange stripe, then we get orange, then we take green stripe, and then we take blue. Yeah, and then we take a blue stripe. Okay, we take blue stripe. Then we take green. And then we take brown stripe. And then we take brown. Yeah. It's a bit messy. Yep. Just to straighten them out. So, okay, so we have orange stripe, then we have orange, then we have green stripe. After the green stripe, we have blue. After blue, we have this part is intermingled. After blue, we have blue stripe. After blue, we have green, and then we have brown stripe, and then we have this. Yes. Ta-da. Now let's balance all of these puppies. Let's double check once again. Brown. Ta-da. Things look good, and then we remember this is the whole stripe. come on. It's unnecessarily tedious at this point in time. Okay, I think all the cables are out. Yep. Okay, now let's compare this puppy to the other end. So this, yep, I'm making the exact same color code. Yes, as long as this and this matches, nothing else matters. So just making sure that they do. There is a chance I may have messed up. The green cable may have been on different side. Shit. Well, that is frustrating. No, I think this is the advantage of having passed through. Yep, the blue stripe was messed up. Yep, blue stripe messed up. Now let's compare everything. Brown. Yep, now I have much higher hope that this puppy will work. Let's go. Okay. So now let's double check everything. Okay. To best of my knowledge, I think it has worked as expected. Yep, I hope so. Again, at some point it is a leap of faith, so it is what it is. Okay, here we go. Okay, now we come to the moment of truth. Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bingo! It works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now this G that you see is for shielded cable, especially required if you have analog, pseudo analog type of security camera. Security camera generally, because they have very long cable, and if you are next to a mobile tower, they will act as a bad antenna. So you may want to have that, and that should be independently from this chassis to this chassis. So if you ever see this metal, that is for that shielding connection. So this was basically a small demo of how to make a CAT6 cable, and trust me, it's not that tedious. However, let us be few things be very clear. You have to buy quality basically jacks. You cannot trust the very cheap ones, and please buy more than you need, because again you're gonna make a mistake. I have already made enough of it. The crimps may require this part to be adjusted, and other than that, do have a printout, physical printout. It will make your life much easier, and this sort of tester is more than good enough to get things going. You can invest more, especially if it's your job, but other than that, you do not need to do much more than this. So this was my presentation on how to make your own LAN cable. It's not that difficult. It's a bit tedious, but not that difficult. And I hopefully you found this video useful, helpful, or informative. In that case, please like the video, share it amongst your friends. That will help me a lot. If you didn't like it, didn't enjoy it, I urge you to press dislike, press it twice to show me extra disappointment. Please leave a comment because I do try to reply to all of them. Subscribe, press the bell icon if you're free, and as always, thanks for watching.